All right, welcome to another deep dive. Today we're taking a close look at Rohit Sharma.
Yeah, gonna be fun.
We got some great excerpts from Rohit Sharma's story to dig into.
Lots of good stuff in there.
So get ready for some serious insights.
Definitely.
We're going way beyond Hitman today.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to uncover the man behind the nickname,
For sure.
the mindset,
Yeah.
the legend that goes way beyond those crazy scores.
Totally. This is about so much more than just highlights, you know?
Exactly.
We're talking about his development as a player, as a leader.
Yeah.
What his story tells us about achieving success under immense pressure.
Like in professional cricket.
Exactly. One of the most intense environments out there.
Okay, so everyone knows Rohit's rise in cricket was meteoric, right?
Yeah, for sure.
But the book, it reveals some early struggles he went through.
Mm-hmm.
Critics were all over him.
Really?
Oh, yeah. They doubted his consistency, questioned if he could deliver when the pressure was on.
It's interesting how that doubt seems to fuel a lot of these guys, right?
Yeah, totally.
You know, early on, he got tagged with this label, flat track bully.
Meaning?
Basically, people thought he only thrived on those easy pitches.
Oh, I see.
Like he had the talent, the style, you know, the flair, but that consistency, that mark of a truly great player, they just didn't see it. And that struggle early on, it's a common thread in the stories of so many elite athletes.
Makes sense.
It's having the raw talent, yeah, but being able to harness it,
Right.
consistently performing when the pressure's on, that's the real challenge.
And I think that's a theme we're going to see a lot.
Definitely.
Because boy, did he ever prove them wrong.
Oh, yeah.
The guy has the highest individual score in ODIs.
Crazy.
264 runs. Think about that for a second.
Nobody's even come close to it.
I know, right? And then you've got those 3 double centuries in ODIs.
Wow.
5 IPL titles as captain.
It's insane, right?
Absolutely insane.
It's so important to see those as more than just numbers, you know? They're literally redefining what's possible in this sport. To hit 264 in an ODI, that takes more than power and timing.
Right.
We're talking incredible stamina and mental focus.
For hours on end, too.
Yeah, facing down world-class bowlers, every single ball is a test.
And doing that once? Okay, maybe.
Like multiple times.
Yeah, that's next level.
That's what sets him apart, you know?
Yeah.
It's that next level stuff.
And it's funny. Remember that early criticism about him not performing under pressure?
Oh, yeah.
Well, look at his record as captain. 8 consecutive series wins for India. He's tied with MS Dhoni for most successful IPL captain.
Talk about evolution as a leader, right?
That's incredible.
And what's fascinating here is his captaincy success goes beyond just winning, you know?
Oh, how so?
It's about bringing out the best in his team, fostering that drive for excellence.
Interesting.
He's got this reputation for supporting his players, building their confidence, letting them express themselves.
And that leads to those amazing results.
Exactly. It's a lesson that goes way beyond cricket.
Yeah, I see that.
Empowering the people around you, creating an environment where they can all thrive.
Powerful stuff.
And then there's the 2024 T20 World Cup.
I still get chills thinking about it.
Oh, yeah.
Rohit leading India to victory against South Africa, that nail-biting final.
The whole country was on the edge of their seats.
I know.
I was glued to the screen.
And then, boom, he drops the retirement bomb, walks away from T20s when he's at the top of his game.
That was a shocker. Everyone was caught off guard.
I know. It came out of nowhere.
Totally threw everyone for a loop.
So much speculation about why he'd step away from such a popular format, after such a huge win.
Yeah, was it strategic? A way to extend his career in other formats? We're going to explore all that in the next part of our deep dive.
For sure. Lots to unpack there.
Yeah, we'll get into it.
But his journey hasn't been all smooth sailing.
Oh, right.
The book delves into those initial struggles he had in test matches.
Oh.
Critics questioned if his success in the shorter formats would translate to the longer game.
It's a whole different animal, right?
Yeah. We need to understand the difference between limited overs cricket, like ODIs and T20s, and test cricket, that traditional 5-day format.
Right. Totally different beasts.
They require different skills, a different mindset altogether.
Definitely. Limited overs is explosive batting. You got to take risks. But test cricket, you need patience. You build an innings over hours, sometimes days.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
So many great limited overs players have struggled with that transition.
And initially, Rohit seemed to be following that trend.
Yeah, flashes of brilliance.
But hadn't quite cracked the code.
Right.
But here's the thing.
Yeah.
He didn't let those struggles define him.
No.
Nope. He changed his approach, became an opener in test matches, and bam, start racking up those centuries.
It's like he thrives on proving the doubters wrong.
He does. He does. He's relentless.
It's amazing.
But his success, it's not just limited to the cricket field, right?
What do you mean?
His estimated yearly earnings are around $7 million. His net worth is a staggering $30 million.
Oh, wow.
The guy has built an empire.
It's pretty incredible. He's turned his success on the field into this powerful personal brand.
Yeah.
Smart endorsements, strategic investments. He's set himself up for life.
He's playing the long game in cricket and in life.
Definitely. And that financial freedom, it gives him the power to make choices like retiring from T20s on his own terms.
He's in control.
And it all circles back to that mindset of his,
right.
You know, that quote from the book. It's not just about talent or skill, but about how you approach challenges and overcome obstacles.
Mm-hmm. He embodies that. He's built for this.
That quote, it reveals so much about him.
Like what?
His mental toughness, that deep understanding that success isn't just about natural ability.
There's more to it.
Way more. It's resilience, adaptability, that constant drive to improve.
You see that throughout his story.
Absolutely. And that's what makes him a champion. He goes beyond just playing the game. He's mastered the mental aspect, the strategy.
It's what sets him apart.
For sure.
So we've got this incredible athlete, a savvy businessman, a leader who inspires.
And he didn't get there without hurdles along the way.
Exactly. Setbacks, doubts, criticisms, they were all part of his journey.
Yeah, it's that evolution that makes his story so captivating.
But before we go any further,
yeah,
we need to unpack that unexpected T20 retirement.
Oh, absolutely.
What was the real reason?
Mm-hmm.
Was it a sign of things to come?
Big questions.
Big questions.
And we're going to tackle them head on in part 2 of our deep dive.
Stay with us.
We'll be right back. All right, welcome back to our Rohit Sharma deep dive.
Yeah, we left off on a bit of a cliffhanger.
We did. But before we get into that T20 retirement,
right,
let's go back to a point we touched on earlier.
Okay.
Those early struggles he had in test matches.
Yeah, because that actually kind of feeds into why that retirement might have been such a calculated move. You know?
As it does.
Remember, he was labeled a flat track bully early in his career. He was killing it in those shorter, faster-paced formats.
Mm-hmm.
But test matches, whole different ball game.
Exactly. Test cricket, it demands so much more.
Like what?
Patience, resilience, the ability to just grind it out, build an innings over days.
It's as much a mental battle as a physical one.
Right.
You know?
Absolutely. And for a player who initially thrived on those quick runs, aggressive batting style,
right,
adapting to that slower, more strategic approach, it was a massive challenge.
A huge adjustment.
Huge.
But adapt, he did.
He did.
That move to become an opener in test matches, it was like a turning point for him.
Definitely a turning point.
It allowed him to play his natural game, set the pace from the start.
It speaks volumes about his self-awareness as a cricketer.
How so?
He recognized his strengths, you know, and figured out how to use them in a format that at first didn't really seem to suit his style.
Right.
It's a lesson for all of us, really. It's understanding your own strengths, your own game, and adapting to different challenges.
Finding a way to make it work.
Exactly.
So we see this pattern of evolution with him, this constant adaptation throughout his career.
Definitely a recurring theme.
Which brings us back to that T20 retirement.
Mm-hmm.
Walking away from the format where he just won a World Cup. It seemed crazy to a lot of people.
Yeah. I mean, counterintuitive, to say the least.
For sure.
And there are a few different ways to look at it.
Okay.
Some see it as a strategic move to extend his career in those more demanding formats.
ODIs and test matches.
Exactly. Those formats take a lot out of you.
They do.
T20s with that crazy pace and all the travel.
That can wear down even the fittest athlete.
Absolutely.
So stepping back from T20s,
yeah,
it's like he's prioritizing his physical longevity.
Right.
Focusing on staying at his peak in the formats that maybe matter more to him at this point in his career.
Makes sense. And we can't forget the mental aspect either. Playing at that level for so many years, it's mentally draining.
Yeah, no doubt.
Reducing his workload, it gives him space to stay sharp mentally, avoid burnout.
So it's almost like a long game strategy.
It is.
Not just for his own career,
right,
but for Indian cricket as a whole.
For sure. Making space for those younger players to come in.
The next generation.
Exactly. He's fostering that next wave of talent.
It's a pretty selfless move when you think about it.
It is. It shows how committed he is to the future of Indian cricket.
He's like, I've done my part here. Time to pass the torch.
Yeah, pretty much.
But it does raise some questions about his own ambitions.
Oh, how so?
Is he aiming for even bigger things in ODIs and test matches? Does he want to be one of the all-time greats across all formats?
Definitely possible. Remember, he hasn't retired from international cricket entirely.
Right, just T20s.
So it suggests he still has goals he wants to achieve in those other formats.
Makes you wonder what he's got his sights set on.
It does. Maybe another World Cup in ODIs or solidifying his legacy as a dominant force in test matches.
And that's where his financial security comes in, right?
Absolutely. Remember those incredible earnings.
$7 million a year, $30 million net worth.
It gives him options.
Yeah, freedom to make these kinds of decisions.
He can prioritize his cricketing ambitions without chasing every paycheck.
He's got that freedom.
It's a testament to how well he's managed his career, his understanding of the business side of the sport.
He's not just a cricketer, he's built a brand, a business.
Exactly. And that financial security gives him a level of autonomy that most athletes can only dream of.
He's playing chess while everyone else is playing checkers.
I like that.
Thinking several moves ahead, planning for the long term, both financially and in his career.
You see that strategic thinking throughout his entire journey.
From overcoming those early doubts, adapting his game to all those different formats,
Right.
to making bold choices like stepping away from T20s at his peak.
It's impressive.
He's always evolving, always challenging the status quo.
And it all comes back to that quote about mindset.
Right. It's not just about talent or skill, but about how you approach challenges and overcome obstacles.
That's where you see the mental fortitude that separates him from the rest.
It's such a powerful message, not just for athletes.
No, for anyone facing challenges in life.
It's about having that growth mindset, knowing that setbacks are just opportunities to learn.
And that success, it's built on resilience, adaptability, and that constant pursuit of excellence.
It's inspiring, really.
So we've looked at his journey, his challenges, his wins, his strategic decisions.
But what about Rohit the person?
Yeah, the man behind all the stats.
What's his legacy beyond the runs and the awards?
That's a question we're going to explore in the final part of our Rohit Sharma deep dive.
Stay tuned. All right, welcome back to the Deep Dive.
Back for round 3.
We've covered a lot with Rohit Sharma, from those early days to the World Cup wins, the T20 retirement.
Oh, and don't forget that business side.
Oh, yeah, the guy's got a knack for it.
For sure.
So as we wrap this up, I want to focus on something we haven't really touched on directly yet, his legacy.
Yeah, good point.
What impact has he had on the game, on and off the field?
You know, I think it goes way beyond those numbers, the runs, the trophies.
Okay, yeah.
It's about how he shifted perceptions, broke down barriers.
Right.
Remember, early on, he was kind of boxed in as a limited overs player. Like, he couldn't cut it in Test cricket.
Yeah, those critics were loud.
Oh, yeah, but he shut them down.
In spectacular fashion.
And he did it by constantly evolving, adapting his game, that self-awareness, the determination. It's inspiring.
No doubt.
He didn't let those early criticisms hold him back.
No, he used them as fuel.
Exactly. Motivation to work even harder, push himself further.
And by doing that, he didn't just elevate his own game.
No, he changed the whole landscape of what's possible for a modern cricketer.
It's like he redefined the archetype of the complete batsman.
Excelling across all formats, adapting his style to each one.
It's a powerful message for all those young cricketers coming up.
Oh, yeah, the importance of versatility, of always evolving your game, not being afraid to go against the grain.
Don't let anyone put you in a box. Define your own limits, you know?
Exactly. And that message goes beyond cricket. It's about believing in yourself, pushing boundaries.
Embracing growth.
Exactly.
And let's not forget his leadership. He's captained India to so many victories. Building a culture of excellence, empowering his teammates.
He's got this leadership style blend of strategic thinking and emotional intelligence. You know, he knows how to bring out the best in his players, create that team environment where everyone feels valued, supported, and it shows in the results.
It does. It does. And that T20 retirement, when you think about it, some might see it as a loss for the sport.
Yeah, but I actually think it speaks to his vision, his willingness to prioritize the bigger picture. A selfless move, for sure.
It says a lot about his character.
He's basically saying, I've done what I set out to do in this format. Time to make space for the next generation.
And in doing that, he's creating opportunities for younger players.
To learn, to step up, carry the torch.
Pretty remarkable. He could have kept playing T20s for years, you know?
Easy.
Kept raking in the rewards.
But that's not what drives him.
No, it's about leaving a mark on the game, inspiring the next generation, contributing to something bigger.
And that's the mark of a true legend.
It's a legacy built on more than just runs and trophies.
It's about integrity, sportsmanship, that deep love for the game.
His story shows us that true greatness goes beyond personal wins.
It's about using your position to uplift others, to inspire change, to leave the game better than you found it.
And Rohit Sharma has done just that.
And more.
He's a role model, an icon, a true game changer.
And looking ahead to the future of Indian cricket, it's exciting to imagine the impact he'll continue to have, not just as a player, but as a mentor, a leader, a symbol of what's possible.
He's set the bar high.
He has, but he's also shown what's possible with hard work, dedication, believing in yourself.
So, as we close out this deep dive into the world of Rohit Sharma, let's remember this. His story, it's not just about cricket.
It's about pushing human potential, the importance of never giving up.
And the impact we can have when we chase those dreams with passion and integrity.
Thanks for joining us.
Until next time.